Okay, we're live. So today we're here with Angelica Dueñas, who is our Green Party candidate for U.S. Congress in California for District 29. We spoke before. She was protesting for DACA and was actually detained by the police. I think we caught her at the end of the day that same day. So I feel like we broke news that day. So I'm really glad about that. Is there anything you want to introduce yourself about or say first off?
No, just thank you for giving us another opportunity to come back and talk to your audience. We're very excited. We are now officially on the ballot, so it's a great moment for our campaign and for the Greens in general. There's quite a few strong candidates who have been officially made to have access to the ballot, and we still have until Friday to hear more news about other Greens who are getting their campaigns together. So we're very excited. It's a great week, and thank you again for having us here today.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of good Greens, especially down in the LA area. You guys do really good down there.
We're very lucky. Yeah, we have had a really great momentum and excitement, and we have quite a few good candidates here.
Yes, including yourself. So the first time we talked, we were going to talk about your platform, but you were actually detained that day, like we said, for your demonstration for DACA. So we're coming back, and we want to talk about your platform today. So one of the important issues that you're working on is homelessness down there in Los Angeles. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I think it's an issue that is affecting all of California, but Los Angeles and I think San Francisco are one of the, a couple of the worst hit areas. We have a lack of affordable housing, and rents are just going up, up, and up. And so at the same time that we have housing prices going up, we also have an influx of people who have been displaced coming their way over to Los Angeles because of having more mild weather than other areas. So we have two things going on at the same time. We have the lack of housing and other communities who have made homelessness illegal, pushing people out of those communities and into our area. And so, yeah, homelessness has become a very, very important issue to our district and to LA as a city in general.
Yeah, and one of the reasons is because we can't keep rents under control. I know that Costa-Hawkins is a big issue. Are you working on that there?
Yes, our group here, the San Fernando Valley Greens, and other local Los Angeles Greens have been working actively with the LA Tenants Union and other community organizations that are working to gather enough signatures to get on the ballot a measure to repeal Costa-Hawkins, which would get a hold of rent control and accessibility to rent control for the people of California.
Excellent. That's very worthy cause, and would, I think, yes, slow down the homelessness population as it keeps increasing here in California. Another big issue in California is single payer healthcare. Have you been working on that, the SB 562 bill?
Yeah, we were working on that when it was active. Right now, I haven't heard much action, but there are going to be more canvassing events coming on, is what I hear. So I'm looking forward to hear about that. But yeah, SB 562 right now is on hold. But there are quite a few. The Nurses Organization Association is working on getting that back on the floor and to get that activated. We definitely need to pass single payer for all.
Yeah, this is a big deal because as Green Party, as a Green Party candidate, it's the Democrats who have a supermajority in the Assembly and in the House, and they also have a governor, and we still can't get single-payer healthcare passed. It was Anthony Rendon, the Democratic Speaker of the House, or Speaker of the Assembly who stopped it, a Democrat. So yes, Green Party is always on the forefront of these progressive issues.
Yeah, I mean, it's my understanding that we've had it in our platform since at least 2000.
Yes,
So it's been official in our platform for quite a bit.
right. And then how about education? What's your stance on education, public education?
Well, we believe that education is a right, and that we should be having access to tuition free schooling from. We believe that our children, students, should not be um, forced to choose whether they want to advance their education and to go into lifelong debt. We believe that education should be accessible to all, and we have enough resources to make that happen, and that we need to reallocate our resources, demilitarize you know, our federal government and our local governments with police, and focus on education rather than incarceration. And I think we believe that all of that is related, and it will benefit society as a whole to provide tuition-free schooling, and and focus on like the sciences and mathematics and technology in order to advance our society at the same time as we advance our economy and all industry.
Yes. And then how about public schools versus private schools? Now, right now we have Duvaz as our heading our education nationally. What do you think about her position on public schools versus private schools?
Yeah, I would take a strong stance against privatization of our public schools, if that's even a thing. I think that's an oxymoron, but I do believe that we need to make public school systems stronger. We need to get away from charter schools that have been slowly taking over the neighborhood schools, and making a profit out of education. I believe that there should not be any room for profit in public education, and we need to focus on you know, changing our education for the better, experimenting, and finding better ways to teach our children. And we can do that with public, charter schools that are part of regular districts. And we need to be creative to find solutions to these problems. And I really don't think that privatization or private charter schools through the public school systems is the solution.
Yes, I agree. Um, and you touched a little bit on the militarization of the police. Can you tell us your stance on, for instance, racial justice or civil rights?
No, we believe in fighting for justice for all. We believe in Black Lives Matter. We believe that police departments need to go back to being public servants, and we need to make some vital changes in how we train police officers, screening. I do believe that we should have a longer training process to be a police officer, and we need to, start choosing individuals who have both, the physical attributes, but also the emotional intelligence necessary to be, dealing with a wide variety of dangers and types of people and situations. Focus on conflict resolution and nonviolent means of containing a situation. And we need to start pulling back on literally militarization of the police departments, like these tanks and drones and these crazy machines that for the most part just collect dust anyway, because they don't, there's no real need for them. And but meanwhile, it costs a ton of money that could be really going to schools, housing, homelessness, healthcare, other things that could really be serving the people in a good way.
Yes. Um, so you also talk about a fair and just economy. Can you talk about that? What your ideas on the economy are?
Yeah, well, we believe in a Green New Deal, which means, it's a jobs program where we believe that the government is able to become, an employer of the people, and at the same time fixing issues that need to be addressed, like our infrastructure and going towards a green economy and getting more teachers and childcare, elder care staff, nurses and doctors, areas that we have a shortage in. So focusing on those issues and at the same time um, forgiving federal school loans, which in itself would be an economic stimulus, and going green, at the same time. So it's a lot of issues that get addressed with the government being an employer. So it's very similar to the Great New Deal that got us out of the Depression, back in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, that's something that I think we've forgotten and we should get back to. Um, and that was a good platform for Jill Stein and the Green Party this last election. Um, how about your foreign policy? What do you think of America's direction now, and how would you change it?
I think that we need to uh, end the wars. I mean, we are involved in so many endless wars at the moment, and it's looking like it's going to get even worse. We're getting involved in these other direct actions and by proxy actions, and we are funding and providing arms for many of the conflicts going on in the Middle East and parts of Africa and South America, and causing literal death and destruction and displacements of people, which is causing, major immigration and emigration in areas, which then is causing for, people in conflicts in other areas. It's like a snowball effect. So we really need to, get out of these areas, stop getting involved in a violent way, and start focusing on dialogue and getting solutions, permanent solutions in the areas if we can. Oh, my phone just rang. Permanent solutions in the area if we can, and really focusing on peace and peace initiatives versus war and death. So I believe that we should close down the over 700 military bases that we have overseas. We need to, stop funding terrorists and terrorist groups and start focusing on peace building, because we are the world's, most powerful nation, and we can be playing a hand in solutions rather than being part of, or initiating the many problems worldwide.
Yes. I think we don't even know how many countries we're in. I think we're doing so many covert actions as well.
I agree.
Um,
Yeah.
the other thing is when we go to all of these wars, um, the vets that come home, we don't take care of them the way we should, or the way we promised them. Can you talk about how you would handle veterans affairs if you had your hand in it?
Yeah. I mean, I believe that we need to take care of our veterans. They go through so much. Even the veterans or servicemen, servicewomen that did not see war tend to be affected. They are also part of the 20 plus veterans and military servicemen that are committing suicide every day. So there's definitely something going on within the training that should be looked at. But in general, I believe that everybody deserves access to health care, and that includes our veterans and mental health services and and care. So when it comes to our veterans, I think that we need to extra focus on them because they've been through so much, and we need to ensure that they're going to be able to succeed on their life when they come back home. And we need to make sure that they are aware of all their resources that they have access to, that they have a plan, to go back to civilian life. We need to get like caseworkers that are really going to be focusing on making sure that our service men and women are in a good place once they come back home. I think that there's a disproportionate amount of veterans who end up homeless, and that is not okay. That is not okay. People who have served our country should not be on the street.
Agreed. And it's funny when you talk about these issues that they're all connected, because with universal health care, that would help the veterans. Helping homeless is a veterans issues as well. So a progressive platform all the way through is obviously for the people, and it just seems like it's all connected. Um,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah, and I'm saying I definitely agree. It's all connected. And a lot of the times too, we need to take a look at giving people options in general. Sometimes people end up joining the military out of necessity because, you know, they need healthcare or access to healthcare or, a job or what have you. So it would be, the Green New Deal would take care of that, would be, allow people to be able to find other options than going to war.
Yes, absolutely. And then how about education? I'm sorry, not education, the environment. What are your ideas on the environment?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need to go green and, you know, 100% away from fossil burning fuels by 2030. I think that's vital. Um, by the way things are going, we are set to get to the point of no return. So it is a state of emergency, and we need to find solutions now. And solar, wind, hydro, all of it. We need to start moving to it now, and finding ways to facilitate that, which goes back to again things being interconnected. It's education and having access to education, so that way we have enough people to be able to make all these things happen and to be able to move fast enough. So we need to get to these solutions ASAP. So in our district, for example, we have a lot of breathing issues because of we have lots of cars that come through here. We have a lot of truck yards and things like that. So we need to start moving, towards a clean burning for everything, including our vehicles and businesses and what have you, because we, the people, are being affected while the corporations are making a profit. You know.
Yeah, I know Miguel Zuniga. I think he's close to you. He's in a close district to you. He has, with several videos, shown the refineries just spewing out, carbon waste into the air. And I know that's in your district, and I know it's a real important issue. He
Yes.
also ties it to healthcare, that it's a health crisis how bad the air quality is down.
Yeah, no, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I see that you on your platform talk about citizens' choice energy. Is that something you guys have down there?
We don't have that actually. We have each section of our city, I guess you can say, is you don't have a choice. You get who you get, So we have LADWP. Some areas have, um, gosh, I forget what their options are, but yeah, you don't get to choose. It is what it
Right.
is wherever you're at. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then are you for the carbon-free and dividend policy? Carbon fee and dividend?
Yes, absolutely. I think that we need to move towards that, and whatever incentives that we can put forward, it's great. But we need to move towards a carbon free everything. Carbon free America, not just our district, not just our state, but our country.
Mhm.
And I think that other countries are doing strides in that. So we need to start looking at creative solutions and what other people are doing to get to that place.
Excellent. Excellent. And then, like I said at the beginning of the video, the first time we did an interview, you were detained for your DACA protest. Can you tell us about that protest and how that happened, and your policy or your ideas on immigration?
Sure. Well, we believe that no human is illegal, and that we need to work on a permanent solution, in a permanent path towards citizenship for dreamers, and to expand it, to all immigrants who have been here and who have been doing good things, right? We believe that that we should have a Clean Dream Act, meaning that it's permanent, it's not temporary. On that day, what we did was we were trying to get a hold of Dianne Feinstein or somebody in her office, to ask for a hold on the tax bill that was going on back then. And just to ask her to not, take a stand on that bill until we had a Clean Dream Act, which at the end of it all, it did not happen. There was a holdup, there was a holdup, there was a holdup, and they pushed it and pushed it. And I believe they haven't made a decision. I could be wrong. They were supposed to have made a decision by Monday, but I think they were able to push it again or something like that. I could be wrong. Um, so we were just trying to get her attention, and unfortunately, even after reaching out to her office over the phone, we were told that we were not going to be given entry or access to her office, and that was the case. When we got there, the doors were blocked and locked. And as soon as we took a stance to not leave the area and to block the entrances until we got allowed to go in and speak, we were immediately arrested and removed from the area. And we were held for a few minutes. Fortunately, nobody got booked or anything like that. Our dreamer did not get in any trouble. He was released. Everyone was safe, and we were fortunate that there was no permanent issues that came from it. And our dreamer is still working hard to get a Clean Dream Act. And we support all dreamers. Our campaign is 100%, for a permanent path to citizenship, and
Excellent.
immigration reform, I should say.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Um, so luckily you didn't get any arrest record from that, huh?
No, no, it was we got lucky. We just were
Yeah.
removed from the property, and they gathered our information, and that was it. And we were taken. Our handcuffs got removed, and
Yeah.
after that, we got to go home.
So you got a little bit of press from TYT on that one.
Yes, TYT was there. They were present, and they were able to grab a lot of the footage, and they did do a little feature, a story on our dreamer and the action that day.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good. Um, so one thing we not on your platform, but we don't have a lot of female representation in our, or I should say, females are underrepresented in our government and even in the Green Party. But I think that even with Jill Stein, I think we need more female representation. And it seems like this election cycle, we do have some very good female candidates. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, no, I think that it's a very exciting time. We have a quite a few great um, female candidates, and it's very exciting. Gail McLaughlin. We have Maria Estrada, who's running against Anthony Rendon. Quite a few lady candidates, and I'm very excited about that. We definitely need more. And, it's not easy, especially for us moms, to find the time. I have, I have 5 kids and they are my priority. So it gets kind of complicated sometimes. And so we definitely do appreciate the help. So if you know of any candidates, lady or not, who are running it and you are interested in their campaign or you would like to help, please reach out. Reach out to us. Like, for example, if you go onto our website, angelica4congress.com, there's a volunteer tab at the top. Click on that and sign up, and we will get back to you. And if there's anybody near you, please, do that. Support third-party candidates, support green candidates, support progressive candidates. Let's get some good people elected.
Yes, I agree. And then on your website, they can also donate to your campaign as well?
Yes. If you go on to angelicaforcongress.com, at the very top, there's a donate tab. Click on that, and that'll take you over to CrowdPack. If you're looking at other ways to donate, if you click on the Contact Us tab, there's all the different types of ways you can donate to our campaign, including, if you want to mail us a check, let's say.
Excellent. Well, thank you for running, Angelica, and I think that you're a very good candidate, and I wish you luck, and I appreciate you doing this interview with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to coming back.
Excellent. Okay. We'll sign off. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.